Come on, Mazda, where the heck is the manual in this Mazda 3 Turbo? Now, I've been living with this for the last week, so I'll let you guys know what it's like to live with, but yeah, that kind of sums things up. Where's the manual? Let's get right into the review. Powering this is a turbo 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through a 6-speed automatic. Fuel economy is 23 around town, 31 on the highway, with power outputs being 227 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. If you use premium fuel, you get a bit more horsepower and a bit more torque. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you guys would help out with that. I love the design of modern Mazda. It's very boxy with the hood, but then to break that up, the lights are very angular, so it's got this boxy, aggressive look, and then you can see blacked out grille with the Mazda logo. When you put the whole form together with the front end, it just looks good. Tire wheel setup is 215 by 45 by 18, which means the tires are actually pretty inexpensive to change, which is nice. Blacked out wheel, by the way. Notice a blacked out side skirt, mirror caps, but then you have chrome trim around the windows. This one is the hatchback, which I think is the way to go when it comes to looks, especially with the turbo. When it comes to key fob features, we've got the Mazda logo, nothing there on the side, but then on the other side we've got our lock and unlock, and then you've got the little alarm button too, but yeah, kind of like a little box key fob. Now, like most of these compact hatchbacks, it is hydraulic for the opening. Cargo cover built in from the factory, and decent amount of storage space if you can remove the cargo cover if you want. But yeah, this is going to have more space than the sedan version. Circular taillights are another cool touch. You can see the chrome badging. I think they should have blacked this all out for the turbo version. But regardless, with that little spoiler at the top and the blacked out trim at the bottom, the back end has some nice contrast. Let's check out the interior. Most of the door panel actually has soft touch, and if we take a closer look, you've got some nice stitching with some of the trim. Perforated seats with more nice trim. Definitely tight with the legroom. It is a compact car, but I will say these seats are actually pretty comfortable. And the headroom back here, not massive, but I do fit. Keyless entry for up front, and let's pop in. This does come equipped with blind spot monitoring, more soft touch over the front door panel, and again, you've got more of that nice stitching, and then you've got some silver trim that goes with the door handle. And I do like how stuff like the window controls have kind of a nicer feel to them. And then this has the Bose sound system. It's pretty good. The driver's seat has more of that nice perforated trim. It is power adjustable with lumbar support. Surprisingly, the passenger seat is manual with the adjustment. Now, I do have some shortcut buttons on the left side of the steering wheel for the 360 camera, your parking sensors to turn off some of the safety tech, and your memory seats. And let's fire up the 4-cylinder. Now, Mazda always does a good job with the steering wheels. Nice trim all around, and the design is pretty to look at. This does come equipped with some modern safety tech like adaptive cruise control, lane centering. There's little paddles on the back. On the other side, you've got your controls for the volume, voice command controls. You also have controls for the center. And in the center, you've got this nice 3-gauge layout where if you press the info button, it'll change through the different tabs. And you guys can see I've been getting 27.4 miles per gallon, which not bad. Now, like I said, this does have a 360 camera system. Resolution on it's pretty good. Now, the infotainment system, everyone knows this with modern Mazdas, it's not a touchscreen unless you use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. What I will say is every single time I complain about this screen, I seem to get a Mazda as a demo. Suspicious. Anyways, I use it for a week and I get used to it. Not a perfect system, but I get used to it. Anyways, we've got our dual zone climate controls below. You also have heated seats and a heated steering wheel, and you just got nice trim all across the dash. Makes this feel more luxe. Also got a phone charging pad with some cup holders, and look at this shifter, drive mode select right next to it. And here is that analog control for the infotainment system. Again, it's nice with the placement and everything functions pretty darn well. Again, not perfect, but I got used to it, like I said. And then the center console is kind of interesting how it kind of, yeah, folds back and stuff, but nice trim on top. And finally, this is equipped with a sunroof. This sticker's for $38,865. Let's see how it performs. 3 Turbo Hatchback. Cool car. I've really enjoyed living with this for the last week. Out of all the compact cars, I've long-term tested all of them at this point. This is pretty much my favorite, pretty much. It's not a perfect car. The automatic is definitely not on the sporty side of things. It's more than adequate, but it kind of leads to you driving this more like a luxury compact rather than in a sporty compact, if that makes sense. It's got great power, but that's why I think that they should do a manual so that some people could have a little, because this is a great driving car, great steering and all that, but yeah, so people could have a little bit of fun with it. But yeah, the ride quality is good. It's pretty well insulated. I don't think it has special glass or, oh, it actually does. Slightly thicker. Yeah, this is a little bit thicker than normal. It's not crazy, But yeah, I was gonna say it does seem kind of more insulated than like a Corolla, for example. And the seats are comfortable. You know, they're firm in Mazda, normal Mazda fashion. They're a little bit narrower in normal Mazda fashion, but like, it's just to keep you in good shape. Can't get too wide, right? So you can fit comfortably in the seat. Everything, like I said, it's pretty easy to use. I like the kind of feel on a lot of the controls. It feels more premium. And here's what I'm talking about. So like, you can see here, it's got good power. And the transmission's fine. It just doesn't really feel sporty. And it's also how the engine delivers the power. This almost feels like diesel-like. It is still peaky, so it's not like super low end, but it has so much torque. So much torque for a 4-cylinder. And so really, you're like, instead of most other cars that are all about the horsepower, this is all about the torque. And so it's just a torque wave that you ride, and it's a little bit different. It's the best way to put it. But yeah, it does well. Like I said, it does really well. So in conclusion, the Mazda 3 Turbo Hatchback, you can get good fuel economy. It's very daily drivable. Like it's comfortable. It's got great, like when you're this is such a good highway cruiser. You just kind of go down the highway, no problem, no questions asked. It's so nice. And it just always feels like it's got power. It just kind of feels like Mazda's not giving us everything they could. And that's where it's a little bit disappointing, in my opinion. And I mean, now with where this is priced at, I do think you're gonna have people cross-shop this with a GR Corolla. Now with that, you're gonna get like a baseline car around this. It'll be a little bit more expensive than this, but you know, you're gonna get a baseline car. But that is, you know, a manual transmission, and it's got 300 horsepower. So I just think that for Mazda to continue to be competitive with this car, I think keep offering the automatic, obviously, for people that just want like a luxury compact, but also offer the manual for people that want a little bit of fun. And the value proposition would be crazy. I don't think Mazda realizes how many of these they would sell if they had a manual, because there's a ton of people that they love the concept of a GR Corolla or a Golf R or a Honda Civic Type R, but they can't afford it. It's too much. Over $40,000 just doesn't fit in their budget. But if they could get one of these for mid to high 30s, it's expensive for them, but the power, the fun, then it would be worth it. And you know, I don't know exactly how many Mazda would sell, but I think they'd sell quite a few. I think that they would actually be surprised at the split. Like they would probably, I bet you would be a 70 or 80% split in favor of the manual if they offered a manual transmission in this. And they have a great manual transmission in them. Like they know how to make good manuals. So in terms of like the feel and everything. So let me know what you guys think about the Turbo Hatchback. Overall, I think it's a great car. It's been really nice to live with, and it is my favorite compact, and I think the value's good. I just feel like they're skimping out on offering a manual in this, and it's a super inexpensive way to bring in more customers.